Communication Error.
Welcome to episode 94 of Communication Error, a gaming debate podcast where we may not always agree, but if we listen to what one another has to say, maybe we'll be able to fix our communication error. I'm one of your hosts, Cheesy, and the man who wants to talk about it, Johnny Ebo. How you doing?
I'm good. Shout out to Yo Nug Gaming. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
He always wears a taco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's catchy.
Yeah.
How you been?
I'm good. I actually had a really good weekend.
Oh yeah, what did you do?
I bought a lot of Pokemon cards.
Oh,
And
Johnny.
I remember we were talking about scalpers. You know,
We've talked about Pokemon for like the past five episodes now.
This is specifically about scalpers, all right?
All right.
So, like, we were talking about, like, what do you do about scalpers? And I don't know if it was you or somebody else said, like, what would you do? And I'm like, I'm just better than scalpers, so I would just get the product. And I proved that this weekend. I'm better than the scalpers. I got so much stuff. And...
So, like, you got more than what you, like, more than one?
Yeah.
Of the same product?
Yeah.
All right.
Actually,
yeah.
I went out to GameStop on Saturday. They had a restock of 151, which is a set that I haven't opened. So I got some there, and now they have vending machines.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's Acme. There's like 4 different vending machines within like a 30-minute radius of me. So on Sunday, I was driving around to all these Acme stores.
Okay.
And I found one that had just like a ton of the stuff that you can never find. Like the 151, Paldean Fates, Surging Sparks. Like they had the rare stuff. So I got a bunch there. I beat the scalpers.
Do you not have a Pokemon kiosk?
I don't know what that is.
So like at the grocery stores, they don't have a Pokemon kiosk where it's just like they have the boxes in this. It's like you going up to like a red box, but it's Pokemon.
Yeah, well now it's it's like a vending machine. Like it's just like
yeah,
it's a big.
I mean,
it just looks like a red box thing. And you press it and you see what's in stock. It's not like a glass one where you could see what's in there.
Yeah, it's interesting that you said it's like a vending machine because, like, to me, I guess that is the big part of it is like you do get to see like the products on the springs, but like with the red box kind of concept, it's like, yeah, the DVD is in there somewhere, and I'm sure it is the exact same as a vending machine.
Yeah,
but I don't know the magic behind that wall. You know, maybe there's a little person inside there that is actually picking them out and.
Well, I think they did it this. I think they did it this way because. They are doing something where they change how the vending machine works, so it limits the amount of product that can be bought. So if you just had a clear glass screen, you could see everything that's in there, and like you could see that box is there, but then it doesn't let you take it out because it's saying it's sold out. To not show it what's in the vending machine, they could like drop it in waves. Like somebody said that they only allow a certain amount of things to be bought and then it freezes for like a couple hours and then it goes back in stock.
Yeah, it was interesting. My friend who's a big Pokemon fan, we brought him to one of those kiosks because we have one nearby, and it was in October, and he just bought a pack of cards. And
weirdo.
It was just a cheap little birthday gift, man. I mean, it's crazy to me that you can go up to this machine and spend like $200 and it's just like, here you go. Here's your big box of cards. But we went and he got a pack of cards and there was a security guard right next to it where, there was only so much that you could buy. And there was somebody who was just like monitoring it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because scalpers are cleaning them out. But I pulled a Charizard, so...
That's actually a pretty cool card.
Yeah. I'm going to get this graded at GameStop. Shout out to GameStop. The one thing that they're good for.
Well, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Nagachaka, who was on last week's episode, who was our guest for like the Mario Day episode. I just want to say thank you for being there, but also I apologize that I had to leave in the middle of that episode. I don't even know, like, did you guys record that much after I left? Or
Yeah, we did like our top 3 Mario games, and he also validated my opinion that it's been way too long since a 3D Mario.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is fair to say, but before you get on your soapbox for the millionth time, I just wanted to apologize because we had a leak in our laundry room, and it's fine now, it's working, but it was just one of those things that at the moment you're like, yeah.
Inside baseball, I had a leak. I had my washer leaked, and we called a guy out, and he's like, "Oh, you got a crack in your cracking something." So like we need to get a new one.
I like that they came over and they were just like, "Yeah, you got a crack. It's a crack in something."
Well, they're like, you could replace it or get it fixed, but it's gonna cost you more than just getting a new one. We haven't gotten, that was like months ago. We haven't got a new one yet. So what we have is we have one of those floor fans. Like ours is in like an unfinished part of the basement. So whenever we do laundry, we just turn that floor fan on, and it dries whatever water comes out.
It's always the workaround. Yeah, for us it was just we had some clothes in there, but we also threw in a bathroom mat, so it was kind of like a bathroom rug, I guess, that was just heavy, and it was rocking the washer around, and still don't know where it came out of, if it came out of the bottom or if it just like was flooding from the top. But everything is good now. Hopefully we don't have to buy one anytime soon, but it is kind of old. So anyway, Nagachaka, thank you so much for being on last week's episode. Johnny, let's do some server maintenance. We got to get into this episode, man.
Yeah, so leave 5-star reviews on Apple, Spotify. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. And also, check out my personal stuff. I've been doing a lot of scalper-related videos. They've been doing very well for me. They've been paying for this Pokemon card. I'm just call it a hobby, not an addiction, but it's a hobby. And also, I did an ad for a game called Star Overdrive. It's really cool. It's on the Nintendo Switch. There's a demo right now. I know it's hard to know if I'm telling the truth or not because I got paid to do it, but it is a really cool game. It's like Breath of the Wild and Tony Hawk.
I'm sorry. What is this game?
It's called Star Overdrive. It's like an open world sci-fi adventure game. It's like a
Tony Hawk.
It's a hoverboard, but you can do tricks and stuff, and then you also have a keytar. Like it's a really cool game. I think you should check it out. It's coming out April 10th, but there is a demo right now. Also interact with my my ads. The thing that sucks about ads when you do ads, like they never get any interaction. So
because they're ads.
Yeah, no, I don't interact with ads, so I get it. But it's also like I want to work with like publishers and stuff and get paid to do this again. So like I appreciate any interactions. All right,
that's sound like a cool concept.
It's a really cool game. You should definitely check out the demo. Demo is out right now. All right, my ad is over.
His ad for the ad is over.
The ad is over. But that's it. I don't think we got any new reviews. Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, leave us 5 stars. Good or bad, we'll read it on the show. It just has to be 5 stars. Those are the only rules.
Yeah.
Johnny, what are we talking about tonight?
My favorite genre of games, mobile gaming.
And that is? Woo! Mobile games.
Hey, got any games on your phone?
Has that ever happened to you?
I think so. Yeah, like I have nephews. I have a nephew.
Yeah.
And then also I have just like I don't know. Yeah, I have like second cousins or whatever, like younger kids.
Do you
This sounds
know
weird.
what's in
This
your
sounds really
family?
weird.
Yeah, it sounds you started it saying like I have
know, I
nephews.
didn't-
Well, I have a nephew, and then I've got these other kid. Like maybe are they part of the family, or did you just kind
they're
of?
my cousin's kids, so that's
Okay.
second cousins, right? Is that how it
Yes.
works?
Yes.
But yeah, I've definitely had that interaction with kids where they're like, "Do you have any games on your phone? Can I see your phone?"
You know, I'm saying yes as if I know, and now I'm like second guessing. I'm like, is that a second cousin? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like mobile gaming really did kind of change video games, you know, and I hate to give them that credit, but when you think about some of the early mobile games, it was big. It's gaming on the go, you know, and like yeah, we had Game Boys and PSPs, but these they were just so addictive, and you're already on your phone. Like they knew exactly what they were doing, but they still were good games.
The thing about mobile games is like everybody plays them, right? So kids, uh, people our age, my parents play mobile games. Like my mom and dad play Monopoly Go all the time.
Oh, okay.
And I remember, I forget where we were at. I think I was at like a baseball game with my dad, and he's like, my mom didn't come with us, but he's like, I got to do this thing on Monopoly Go because your mom wants me to sell her Park Place or something. I don't know. I don't know what that game is like, but I do think it's funny that, and my mom used to play, maybe she does still, like Candy Crush. And so it is like the ultimate casual gaming experience.
Candy Crush is one of those games that I'm so glad that I didn't get into because I know how much people were addicted to that, and it was like they need their fix and they're out of hearts and they got to spend more money to play again. And I just know myself,
So
I know that like I can get addicted to games, and that would have been bad.
So mobile games, I think, were the introduction to microtransactions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and I think mobile games are. I know a lot of people don't like how microtransactions are implemented into console games or PC games right now, but mobile game microtransactions are super gross. Like they take like Fortnite's model to the max. You know.
Oh yeah.
With Candy Crush, I don't know. I'm assuming. I honestly don't play that many mobile games. But what I'm thinking of the ones that I do play or have played recently, and there is still like a stamina aspect of it, so you can only do a certain amount of things before you run out of stamina, and if you want more stamina, you have to pay for it. And I think that's gross. I mean, these games aren't like Candy Crush isn't. You're not. I don't know what the word is. But it's not like a good game, right? It's just an addictive dopamine game, right? Like you like to see the flashing colors and your candy popping and stuff like that. Same with most mobile games are just like dopamine hits, like all those gotcha games and stuff like that.
They didn't used to be. Like when they first came out, I'm thinking of like classic games like you had Angry Birds, you had Fruit Ninja, you had Temple Run, Doodle Jump, Pocket God.
But those weren't good games, though. Like they were.
Ooh, that is very debatable.
They were very basic games.
Yeah, but if they're fun, who cares?
But they're not like.
Did you
not?
Not
so you advancing. They're not advancing the genre in any way. They are just. They give your brain little dopamine hits.
I guess right now, for someone who loves Balatro, would you say that it advances a genre in a way?
Yes.
What genre is that?
Card games.
Okay.
And roguelikes. Also, like I understand it's on mobile devices, but I guess not a mobile game.
There's a lot of card games on mobile. You can play solitaire on mobile.
I mean, solitaire that's been on everything. It's like saying Tetris is a mobile game.
I mean, it is.
It's just like things that originated on mobile, like Angry Birds, and I didn't realize Angry Birds was still around. Go to Topgolf, Angry Birds is there.
Yeah. Well, they're owned by Sonic or Sega now, right?
Yeah, because there's also a Sonic game at Topgolf as well.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of Sonic stuff on mobile.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think I don't like mobile games. I don't like them. I don't think they don't advance the genre or any of they're just like dumb, turn your brain off experiences, which I get. I mean, that's fine if you want that, but it's also gross that they charge you money to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's very scummy and it's very predatory in that way. But again, like I don't think all mobile games are like that. And the ones that come to mind for me, and I think honestly Nintendo does a good job, or at least Pokemon. I don't know, like the games that I like are, yeah, maybe you do spend money on them if you want to, but it's not necessarily that you have to. And I feel like most of the time the Pokemon apps are usually pretty good at that. Like, yes, you can spend more money if you would like, but it is not necessary to continue the gameplay. And that's the problem that I have is like if it's stopping the gameplay and you have to wait a certain amount of hours before you can do something again, that's scummy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play like Pokemon Masters, but I think like Unite that's a mobile game. I guess I considered that a mobile game. Yeah, I mean that you can you buy the characters and you buy the season pass, but it doesn't prevent you from playing. Like you could play as many matches as you want without like using stamina. Like you don't have to wait if you play 3 matches, you don't have to wait another 2 hours or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Pokemon TCG Pocket. I mean, I think they don't give you any reward for playing the actual game, so that kind of sucks. But you can just do the battles if you want. Yeah, I mean those games are good, and they make their money elsewhere. I mean, Pokemon TCG Pocket is just a gacha game. So, I mean, gacha. I shouldn't be like I've been buying the regular Pokemon cards. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all gambling. Exactly. It's all gambling.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I think Candy Crush was kind of the first example of that. That's like, how do we make this game so addictive that it almost feels like a slot machine? And I don't know if that was their thinking, but I mean, when you look at the colors, when you look at the edits, when you think of like the sounds, when like the sweet or whatever. Again, I haven't played Candy Crush, so I don't even know if that's one of them. But I know it talks to you. Yeah, exactly. It's like once they figured out that they can get gaming like casinos and get people addicted to them, that's where I feel like mobile games changed for the worse. Like again, I do think that there were still good mobile games. I mean, there were even mobile games that were so addictive that even the creator deleted it because he thought it was a bad
Flappy
thing
Bird
for society. Yeah, and I've noticed like if there's a mobile game that I like, it usually has bird in the title for some reason. Because like Flappy Bird, Angry Bird, there was another bird game out, but I can't think of it now. But I noticed that was like a trend that I had on my iPad. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's also moderation too. Like, should you be playing these games for hours on end? Probably not. Like, to me, a mobile game is something that you just play while you're waiting for your table or you're at the airport or, it's just like a pick me up.
Yeah, and I just think the mobile games are predatory and they rely on like a small group of people. It's not going to be a large group of people. They rely on a small group of people that will get addicted and they will become the whales for the game.
Yes.
So it is gross that they're kind of exploiting. You see it. Well, you see it everywhere. You see it with all the gambling apps. Like they actually watched John Oliver this past weekend. He's talking about sports.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, he's talking about sports betting, and it's gross. Like when you watch, I mean, you watch basketball all the time, right?
Sports in general, like it's every single commercial is
is a it's a mobile casino because now these aren't, I don't want to consider them mobile games, but like they're
in a way kind of
adjacent. Now you could actually use real money.
Yeah.
To like do slot machines on your phone.
You're trying to game the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think like especially gotcha games, like that's a big thing in mobile gaming. Gotcha games, that is just gambling. And you want to get the hit. I mean, it's just like opening Pokemon cards. I'm no better. I mean, I played Fire Emblem Heroes. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I played that for a bit. I enjoyed pulling, like opening whatever they're called there, getting the waifus and husbandos. Like that was fun. The gameplay sucks. Like it's Fire Emblem, but for babies. Because that's not what those games are for. They are for, you want to pull the hot waifus. And
I'm learning.
Yeah. And the hot waifu and the hot husbandos. That's why that game makes so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at all of, I can't think of the other big mobile games right now. Total War.
Yes. Well, is it Total War? Clash of Clans. I mean, like
Clash of Clans. Yeah.
Going into the same thing a little bit. I've never played that. I can see how people get addicted to it because it's like you just build up your army and then go down, try to take down others. It's very like Red Alert. Did you ever play Red Alert?
Yeah, it's a real-time strategy game.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what Clash of Clans is. I don't know the monetary structure of it. I don't know what they're I'm sure you could buy like more units or troops or something. I don't know what the Clash of Clans business model is. All I know is these games have stupid money. Like they make stupid money because they put so much money into marketing. I would say every few days I get an email about trying to promote a mobile game, and I really don't want to do it. But there's also part of me like, whatever, I'll just promote it, get my money, and then be good. But yeah, they make a lot of money. Raid Shadow Legends makes a lot of money because they have a lot of money to put out. Clash of Clans makes a lot of money because there's people that are just putting a lot of money into this.
Well, and what's worse is like Hannah is really into, I think it's called Block Blast. And that's like, if you look on the Apple Store, it's like one of the top free mobile games that people are playing. And when you lose, it will go to an ad. And then sometimes those ads have games that are like, oh, maybe you'll like this one. Here, try it out, and you actually can play it for a little bit. And then they're like, oh, download the full game.
This is Tetris.
It kind of is, but the pieces are not falling. And so they give you so many pieces, and it's like you got to put them in certain spots.
I don't like. So they're. I'm looking on the App Store right now. Their like promotional thing. It has 1.3 million reviews.
Block Blast?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like one of the biggest games that people are playing. I don't know if it's like your type of game. I'm going to be honest. I think you'll get bored of it pretty quickly, but it's like the game that people are playing right now.
So it says relaxing, and then the next one is addictive. So they know what they're doing. So all right. Yeah. So how do they make? Is it just ads? Is that how they?
I think so, and that's
Well, it
what I'm
says
saying.
in-app
Like,
purchases too, so there must be
so
something
maybe
in there.
like extra lives or something like
Yeah.
that. So I think that is part of a thing. Like if you do lose, you can like buy an extra heart to continue that run, or you just start over. But sometimes ads will pop up for different mobile games, and then you try out those mobile games, and either they're just terrible or there's just more ads. Like you can never play the games that, like, there's the stupid ones that you see on Twitter all the time.
They look so fun though.
They do. They look like a lot of fun.
So somebody in the Discord was a know this guy. He was like, I want to play these games, but a lot of them are like just 15 seconds long. Yeah, we talked about this. But yeah, they look fun. And what annoys me is the people in the ads are so stupid. Like, why would you not do it right? Like you're such an idiot. I can do this better. That's the point. That's the point.
Yep.
It's so smart. And also, there was 1.3 million reviews. So who knows how many people downloaded it? But there's like, I don't know how many people own a smartphone. It has to be like 3 or 4 billion, right?
Are you talking about more?
No, I'm just saying, like, how many people own a smartphone that can play these games, 6.8 billion people own a smartphone. So this market is the biggest market ever.
Okay. So according to estimates by Apple Magic, the puzzle game has reached 324.4 million downloads to date. It has been most frequently downloaded in the USA with 43.9 million times, India 41.2 million times, and Brazil 20.3 million times. Hungry Studio calls Block Blast its flagship game.
That is insane. That's insane. I wonder how many people.
Johnny, I'm telling you right now, download that game.
No!
Make some content. Make some content off of it and tell me what you think. Because
all right, I'm downloading it, and we'll catch up next week in our.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you know if I spend any money either. There's another one that I wanted to see because there was. Pokemon gets me every time with like their mobile stuff. And Pokemon Go was a phenomenon back in 2016.
Yeah. 2015.
2016.
Is that when it came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was downloaded 678 million times. That's more than America. That's double. That's double the population of America.
Yeah.
Like these mobile games, we talk about how some games don't sell well.
Yeah.
Like when you compare Metroid sales to these mobile games, like
it's true.
That's that's ridiculous. No wonder why these companies want to get onto mobile platforms. Like Nintendo wanted to get on mobile platforms, and some of the stuff did well, some of the stuff didn't, which is weird. Like Super Mario Run.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that game. I think the way that Nintendo does their mobile games, besides Fire Emblem and whatever that Dragalia Lost was, like the gacha games.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and even Mario Kart Tour. But the way they
was gonna say Mario Kart Tour is.
So I guess the way they did Mario Run is how I would want mobile games to do it, where you just pay a flat fee. It was like $10, and then you would just have access to all the content. You didn't have to. But people didn't like that. People were upset about that.
Well, because at the time, mobile games were not $10.
No, I agree. And even these games are coming out, like Resident Evil 4 remake, and
I
forget if it's Assassin's Creed these big AAA games are now coming to mobile devices.
Yeah.
And there are rumors that they only sold like 10,000 copies.
Because honestly, I don't want to play that on a phone.
I know. But it's just weird that why these games work and like your traditional games don't do well on mobile. I guess it is because you're sitting on a toilet playing these things.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's all be honest with each other.
I know, like what?
If you're not playing a mobile game on the toilet, you're lying to yourself.
But I do think some games like Balatro is probably doing pretty well on mobile.
Apple Arcade, it's blowing up.
Vampire Survivors, which is on Apple Arcade, which you have.
Yeah.
It's on there.
I'll check it out.
Crawler Loves Stitch. That's on. I don't know if it's on Apple Arcade, but it's definitely on mobile.
Yeah.
So some of these like smaller titles probably do work well, and the ones that are like Balatro is more of a like, oh, one more run. Same with Vampire Survivors, like, and same with Stitch. Like you just do a Stitch, and then you do one or two, and then you're done. But if you're playing like Resident Evil or Assassin's Creed, like why would you want to spend time on your phone playing that?
Yeah. I think to go back to Nintendo, I think Animal Crossing Pocket, what was it called? Pocket Camp. I think that one did really well. I don't think it matched the same kind of energy as what you are looking for in a traditional Animal Crossing game, but I mean, it did well enough to where they were actually doing interesting things in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp than they were doing in New Horizons.
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder what that is doing now. That is just a flat $20,
right?
Yeah, it's $20.
Yeah.
So I wonder how many copies that it sold. But yeah, that's what annoys me about Nintendo a little bit is they updated their mobile games like Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem and Mario Kart. Like would get new characters, new tracks, and everything, and
costumes,
yeah. And then like their console games.
Yep.
Maybe they thought, maybe they made more money through the mobile apps than they thought that they would make through the console games. That's all I could think. Like why would you not put that? Well, like, I would buy costumes in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But maybe not many people would.
Because it's on console?
Yeah, because it's on console, and we're not really Nintendo console players aren't really used to paying for skins. But mobile players are used to microtransactions like that. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, bringing up Pokemon Go, I think, is a prime example of a good mobile game. And like, man, what a magical time that was. And it was a mobile game that brought everyone together. Like, yeah, there was some bad stuff, I guess, that happened with Pokemon Go, but when you think about like how many people were out at night just living
in back alleys. I saw Snorlax over there.
And we all ran towards it. But it was like community driven, and it was so cool.
I mean, it's still very popular.
Not as popular.
It's not as popular as back then, back in 2016, but it's still pretty popular. I know. I don't know what's going to happen. It just got bought out by a Saudi Arabia company. So who knows what's going to happen there? I know a lot of people weren't very happy with where Pokemon Go was going. And the microtransactions that it had in there. I stopped.
Well, this seems worse, right? Because there's going to be a lot more microtransactions. And
yeah, I stopped playing Pokemon Go, when it phased out. Like, it was really popular for a few months, and then everybody kind of dropped off.
Yeah. So I think that's also worth talking about is like when these mobile games come out, you do get a little hyped, especially if it's like an IP that you recognize and you're like, yeah, I'll try it out. And then it's probably a month later where you're like, oh man, I forgot that that game even existed.
Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
have not been
They're
playing
not
it
they're
on the
not
regularly.
impactful
Yeah.
enough. I mean,
Yeah.
Pokemon Go was like that, and I even think like Clash of Clans and Angry Birds. Like Angry Birds was probably one of the first. Angry Birds, Candy Crush. They were probably like some of the first mobile games that really like set everything on fire.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I know they had other ones like Fruit Ninja and like Doodle Jump, like you said, Cut
Subway
the Rope.
Surfer. Oh, Cut the Rope. Yeah, that was a good one. The Cut the Rope, though, I would say was kind of when Angry Birds happened because with mobile games, it did kind of transform into like it moved into Angry Birds where you would have to beat certain levels. Like,
Yeah.
you have to click on the next level to try to advance to go to the next one, and then it brings in the next world. Where other mobile games, it was just like you said, kind of mindless. Like, let's see how many fruits you can cut up. Let's see how far you can run, until you die, and then you just do it over again.
So I was into mobile games back then. All right.
Yeah.
I bought a Microsoft phone so I could get Xbox achievements from playing those games.
What do you mean a Microsoft phone? I guess I'm
There
not
was
familiar.
there was a Microsoft phone. It was hold on, or a Windows phone, whatever they called it.
Okay. Okay.
But it was a smartphone.
Okay.
You know, it was like your Android or your your iPhone, but it was Microsoft's, and they had the game. They had like Doodle Jump and Fruit Ninja and stuff like that. But you could get Xbox achievements for playing them on a Microsoft phone. So I got a Microsoft phone. Dumbest idea. One of the dumbest ideas I ever had, because that was not worth it. I wish I would have just got an iPhone back then.
Okay, hold up. It would be wrong of us not to bring up these classic mobile games before smartphones. Snake, Brick Breaker,
which apparently, Brick Breaker is based off of those other games. Like it's on Game Boy. It came to the NSO. I forget what it's called.
I don't know.
It's not Brick Breaker, but it's essentially Brick Breaker. But yeah, I played Brick Breaker a lot on a BlackBerry phone.
There was also like the Bubble Blast game or whatever it was. You would have to like launch a bubble, and it would like stick to another bubble. But if it was the same color,
it
would
pop.
More,
yeah,
and then you just pop them.
Those were classics. Snake. I'm pretty sure they still try to make like Snake a thing. Like if I search Snake on the App Store, there'll be something here.
There's one Snake game where it's like a bunch of snakes that everyone is like
snakes.
I mean,
yeah. It's Snake.io.
You try to like eat each other. And,
yeah. The Snake.io only has 383,000 reviews.
So not as good as Block Blast.
These are mobile ass games, man. These are mobile ass games.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my god, there's a Snake 97 retro phone with a retro phone background. Yeah, with a Nokia phone.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You think the eShop has shovelware? I mean, a lot of the eShop games are mobile games. Like they come over from mobile stores.
Yeah.
And they're just it is for every one good mobile game, there's a million bad ones.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, like you were looking at some of the top
let's see what the
free mobile games. What else is on there right now?
Yeah, I'm looking. Monopoly Go.
Yep. That's a big one right now.
Candy Crush. Wait, hold
Okay.
on. Hold on.
We're holding.
I lost it.
Oh my god. This is why you don't like mobile games, because you
This
don't
is
even know how to use a
confusing.
phone.
Oh, I did play Marvel Snap for a while. I enjoyed Marvel Snap.
Yeah, Marvel Snap was fun.
Card games, card games, I do like them. I do like, where did this go? There's top paid apps. I just want top games. I don't want that.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, you can understand how people just get addicted to these simple games. I mean, I do hate though when you try a new mobile game and it's so obvious that they're like, now if you do this, this is what happens. Go ahead and click it. We'll show you, and then you click it, and it's like, oh, good job. Now you know how to do that. But let's bring you over to this menu now, and it's like, God, okay. And then they give you 1,000 points to start off with or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, you're rich, you got a lot now. And then they're like, go ahead and spend it, and you're like, I don't want to, but you're making me, so I'll spend it.
There's always so much going on in them. There's like a ton of different currencies. There's a ton of different things, and it's like, I mean, let me play the game. So the top arcade games is Balatro, and then there's NBA 2K25.
Dude, I don't know why you would want to play some of these console games on your phone. Like, half of your screen is being covered by your hands, right?
Yeah, unless you have like a controller, which I have
I guess that's true.
There is a Doodle Jump 2, by the way.
Well, I think there's like an Angry Birds 2, and
well, there's a bunch of Angry Birds. Just,
dude,
like there was Star Wars Angry Birds, and
there was Transformers. There was Angry Birds Rio, but then there were like Angry Birds Space. I used to play like all the Angry Bird games because I just thought it was fun and it was addictive. And you're like, no, I'm gonna crush all these pigs, and if I don't do it this time, I'll do it the next time.
Okay, I found popular games.
Okay.
Monster Hunter Now. Yeah, finally I found it. Monster Hunter Now, which is just Pokemon Go with Monster Hunter. Marvel Snap. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which I think is a gacha game. Pokemon Master ZX. Pokemon Sleep.
Wow. I was so excited for that game because I was like, I do have terrible sleep. I'm actually gonna try this. And then the days where I didn't get the amount of sleep that Pokemon Sleep was telling me to get, I was like, you're just kind of making me feel bad, and I don't like this feeling.
I wonder if this is like geared towards me because it's just all like Pokemon. Then there's Fire Emblem, Pokemon Unite, Marvel Strike Force, Pikmin Bloom.
Kind of sounds like Johnny might like mobile games.
Pokemon Cafe Remix, Raid Shadow Legends. Oh, listen to me for sure.
Pokemon Cafe Remix made me laugh because it's this puzzle game, but they're like, go ahead and swirl around, swirl it, and you just want to like connect the Pokemon, and it just kind of felt like no matter how many times you swirled, they're like, you did it, and I was like, I don't really feel like I did anything, but okay, I'll take your word for it.
Oh, here we go. Top free games. Sorry, I found the top free games.
My goodness.
This actually makes me sad.
Okay, honestly. Talk about it.
So
let's talk about it.
Number 1 is Block Blast.
Yep, I told you, man. I told you.
Actually, I think I've seen a bunch of ads for that. So those ads actually work.
Was it like TikTok or something?
On TikTok and stuff. Those ads. Yeah. Then there's one that's called Color Block Jam, which just kind of looks like Block Blast, but it's same thing. There's a Township, which it looks like it's a farming sim.
Okay.
Roblox. DC Dark Legion.
Huh.
Bus Escape Traffic Jam. What?
Okay, so I do think I've seen an ad for this. There's
Last War Survival. It's number 7.
That is the one that I really want to play. And when I looked into it, I was no longer interested because on the ad, like when you see it on Twitter, it's like you shoot at these screens, right? And it's like -20 or whatever.
Yeah,
but if you keep shooting
yeah.
it, then it might get +7, and then you add +7 to your army, and then it's just like a conveyor belt almost.
I like it. I like that. It's like math.
I like
a math. It's a math game.
I like the idea too, but then it goes into kind of Clash of Clans where it's like, okay, now you got to build your army and you got to like do this stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. I honestly just want to play what you have showed me.
All right, a Dreamy Room, which looks like unboxing. If you played that,
okay, yep,
it's just like a chill organization game.
Uh-huh.
I Am Security. Don't know what that is. Pokemon TCG Pockets, number 10. I feel like it's pretty low. There's one called
out of all the mobile games that are
yeah,
out
that's
there.
true. Yeah. There's one called I Am Cat.
What is that one?
I think you're just a cat.
Okay.
And you wreak havoc. Oh man, I might actually have to play this. I think this episode is changing my mind. This cat is like is like cooking dinner and what the heck, and it's like chasing pigeons.
Oh, but that like the ingredients cost money to make anything. And
it looks like
the other thing.
It looks like a VR game too, so I don't know.
Mobile games are just so predictable.
Yeah,
that's the other part of it.
These ads actually make them look pretty good.
Oh,
when I there's a bunch of stuff on here. I'm not going to go through them all, but it's a lot of like, mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Fruit Merge, which is just
Suika.
What happened to that? What happened to Suika game?
I mean, I think it's still out there, but Fruit Merge is not the same as Suika. If you're trying to play a game like that, just buy the original game. It's like $2 and it's great.
Yeah.
Johnny's mind is just blown right now.
There's one that is not family friendly. Well, like, it's called BitLife, but it's
okay.
It has like a image. All right, let's stop. I'll stop looking at that. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really got into mobile games. Nothing really left an impact on me. Besides Angry Birds. I mean, I played a ton of mobile games, but I can't remember any.
They just don't last with you.
Yeah, like I can't remember any other than Angry Birds, Candy Crush, Fruit Ninja.
Yeah, no. Let me look at my phone and see.
Rocket. What was that? Rocket. Jetpack Joyride. That was a fun game.
Did you ever play a game called Cube Runner?
No.
Cube Runner was fun, and it was like on one of the first iPhones, and you were like this little, looked like paper airplane, but these cubes were like coming at you, and there's like certain ways that you had to like move, but your phone could be used as motion controls. So you were controlling the plane just by slightly moving it. And I don't know if it's still around or not, but it was a really fun game. So let's see the games that I have on here. All the Nintendo ones: Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Sleep, Mario Run. Let's go through it. Pokemon TCG, honestly, kind of forgot to keep collecting cards. Pokemon Sleep, I told you how I feel about that. Mario Run, I think I honestly probably played it like 4 times, and I was like, this isn't really for me. Mario Kart, kind of the same thing. I hated that, a Mario character could cost like $40 or whatever it was. Pikmin Bloom was fun for a while, but then I was like, during COVID, and I was just at home a lot, so I'm not really getting any steps to do anything with those Pikmin. Magikarp Jump, believe it or not, I still am working on beating on again, off again since the release of it back in 2017, and I will beat it at some point. It's so bad, but it's like I've gotten so far into it, I have to complete it. Pokemon Go, I can't remember the last time I played that. Pokemon Pocket. Here is the goat of all mobile games, and rest in peace, Miitomo.
Miitomo, R.I.P.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to make stupid little
yeah,
like pictures with my me.
Yep. And just like random questions that you would ask friends, and
that was essentially what's that game on Tamagotchi Life that people love?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's essentially like a similar game.
Dr. Mario World. I kind of forgot about that one. I really enjoyed it, and I was kind of sad that they discontinued it. Fire Emblem Heroes. I didn't really play.
Got to get those platinum points.
Kind of the same thing. Marvel Snap. Now, okay, here's a question for you. Something like chess.
Yes.
Is that a mobile game?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't consider it a mobile game. It's just,
but
you can play it on mobile things.
It works. Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it a mobile game.
So then here's the other one. New York Times games.
What's that? Is that like crossword puzzles and stuff?
Yeah, it's like crossword puzzle, Wordle, connections. Like
I do consider those ones like mobile games, like mobile. I know you could do them on the website.
Yeah,
but I do think that those I could consider those mobile games just because
every day there is a new puzzle that you have to figure out, and I do them every day.
How do they make money? Is it just ads? Is that how they make money on that?
Yeah, it's the New York Times, I'm sure. Yeah. Let's see. Among Us.
You have that on mobile?
It is on mobile. Well, I mean, I have it on Switch too, but like, I don't know. I'm not really playing it with a lot of people. So, I mean, it was better to play on mobile than it was Switch. Because when you're trying to type in the chat, it was annoying to type on a keyboard that is moving from a joystick versus you just like texting it in.
The only time Heads Up, what's that?
That was like the Ellen DeGeneres game that was like, you have if you've gone to Disney, I'm sure you have seen it. It's something that people do when they are waiting in line and they have the phone on their head, and it's like,
oh, okay, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to guess like who you are based on. I mean, that's like a party game. It's a pretty common one.
Yeah. A Little Big Snake is kind of the same thing as Snake.io or whatever. Akinator. Have you heard of Akinator?
No.
Akinator is like this genie that will guess your guess in like 20 questions or less. You just think of something random, and most of the time it guesses what you're thinking, and it's kind of crazy.
That AI got you.
Yeah. Duolingo, at times is kind of a game.
How is that a game?
I mean, they keep streaks alive. They have little picture like matching things. Drag the word.
That's a good point. Like a lot of these non-games do like to have gamified things.
Yeah.
I see it a lot on TikTok. Like, there's a lot of things that you can like accomplish or like try to do. So I think it's just all brain rot. I think mobile games have caused a fair share of brain rot, and we're kind of like used to it now.
Yeah. This next game though, I think is the opposite of brain rot. Like, yes, it is kind of mindless, but I say it's mindless, but you do have to think about it. 2048.
I don't know.
You remember 2048? You've never played 2048?
No. So I'm looking this up.
Honestly, Johnny, this is your game, my dude. You love numbers. You just have to keep multiplying.
2048.
So you have like, say there's a block of 2 and another block of 2. If you slide those 2 together, it makes 4. So now you're trying to build a 4 and a 4 to make 8, and then 8 and 8 to
Okay.
make
I
16.
I
And
see. I understand.
but I can already tell like you want to try this game out because it has to deal with numbers.
It does have numbers, and that makes the dopamine hit.
Yeah.
There's one called 2248.
Ooh, that must be like the sequel.
That one has way more reviews than 2048.
Huh. Yeah,
No,
mean,
I can't
like
play these games. I can't even. No.
Well, we'll both play Block Blast. And,
Okay. We'll report back on Block Blast.
Yeah, because I've seen Hannah play it, but like I myself is not really played it. I've played maybe like a couple rounds or whatever, but I don't think I have like the full gist of what it is.
I do understand why people play these games, right? I do get it. It gives you a short burst of dopamine, and it's also you don't have to commit too much to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some games that you need, like RPGs, where you have to sit down and play for like, you're in it for like an hour, at least an hour or a couple of hours. Mm-hmm. Mobile games you can play for 10, 15 minutes and be good.
If you are only playing it for 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah. But like that's how I think I played Balatro so much, is because I wanted to play a game, but I didn't want to like think too much. So I just wanted to do something that, took my mind off of things, but I wasn't committing to hours, even though it turns into hours because it's like one more run.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it, and I don't know if it's good or bad
for gaming in general.
Yeah. I mean, I think it has done a fair amount of damage to like the monetary aspect of gaming, because if we didn't have microtransactions in mobile games, who knows if we would have ever seen them in like our console games or our PC games,
Yeah.
I'm sure we would have, because companies always like to find new ways of making money. I'm worried for the day where these games start to have stamina, like these console games start to have stamina, and we have to pay for stamina.
Yeah, I mean, some games kind of already have that. If you look at like sports games, maybe it's not stamina, but like I know in 2K is kind of predatory in that sense, where it's like, oh, you are not that good of a player, like you're gonna have to upgrade your character and blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And they're like, you got to go across the city to get your skill up, and it takes forever to get there. And they're like, would you like a bike? I'm like, yeah, probably. So yeah, it is a little concerning, I guess, when you think about time and how much time some of these games are taking away. And like you said, like maybe they're games that don't really bring a lot to the table, and they grab your attention for better or worse. Most of the time for worse.
The thing that concerns me is a lot of it is it's not, I think it's not legally gambling, right? You can't.
Well,
they can't say it's gambling, but it definitely.
Balatro, though, they got hit with
they did get
PEGI
hit
rating,
and that's the one that's like not even that's probably the least amount of like these gotcha games are way more gambling than Balatro. Like Balatro's not even, you're not gambling with anything.
Yeah.
But I understand that it's like poker, and poker has to probably has some rules around it. Also, I will be buying a Balatro playing card deck.
That is crazy, right? I sent that to you earlier, and I do kind of think like the more packs that you buy, the
we're gonna test that theory. The
more jokers you can get that will be different from the last pack that you got.
Yeah, I'm gonna test that theory. I mean, they're probably not gonna be that expensive. Maybe $10, $15, maybe. But yeah, that's the thing that concerns me is these games are gambling, and they're geared towards kids.
For the most part, yeah.
Like, as much as I love Pokemon and Pokemon cards, it's gambling, and it's geared towards kids. So, like, what is this doing to our kids' brains? You know,
it's something that Hannah and I have been talking a lot about with our little one, and how much screen time they should get when they get older. And like right now, she can't really tell what is on the screen, but she can tell like things are moving. And like if we're watching TV and she's with us, she can see images on the TV, but like we don't really want her to be like an iPad kid where she's the only one that is looking at a screen. Like if we're watching a movie together, that's different. But yeah, I mean, that is kind of the point of some of these games, that just like, let's just keep the child's attention. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not too happy about that.
Yeah, and I know there's ways you could have it so the kid can't like spend money to get pulls, but you also get free pulls. So it's like,
yeah, and I mean, I know it is different, but to like not sound like an old person, we were doing that with like Game Boys. You know, like there weren't microtransactions and they weren't like super flashy as they are now, but those were still kind of taking our attention away from what was going on and just playing them ourselves.
I'm not too concerned about that. I mean, there's probably is like an issue with screen time and stuff, but it's more of like just the gambling aspect of these games.
Yeah.
Like I understand that kids are, they might be getting more screen time now than they should. And, these games aren't helping, but it's really the gambling aspect. And even like you're talking about when we were kids, there were gambling things in these games. Pokemon had a casino, which they took out for the remake.
But then they didn't take it out of Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door. Like there is a casino that you can weird. Just hang out in. Yeah.
And then there's the Luigi's Poker. So like,
man,
Nintendo definitely did some things where it's like maybe that's why I like Pokemon cards so much, because I was groomed.
Maybe, but like Luigi's Poker, why is that not a Nintendo game?
Because it's Luigi's Poker. I
mean, sure,
it's gambling. Well, like it's not like real gambling, but it's gambling.
But I'm just saying, as a mobile game, I feel like that would do pretty well.
It would do really well, but I don't think they would do it. I don't think they would do it because you're in a casino.
Well, okay, so then what if they just
playing casino games?
What if they just did Wanted?
I mean, that's not gambling. Yeah, that would be cool. Like, I don't think that's gambling.
No, it's not. But I'm saying some of those games.
Yeah, those mini games were really cool.
DS game. Yeah, they're fun.
There's like, I love the Babam.
Yeah,
the Babam one. Yeah, a lot of those mini games were really nice, really fun. Wanted was a big one. There's a lot in there. Luigi's Poker, it's funny to talk about, but I don't think they would ever do it again because they, you're in a casino. Like it's not like, I don't know, maybe if he's just like playing cards on, like in the mansion.
It's still gambling.
He's a dealer. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he's dealing cards at a casino.
Man. It's so good the way that he's dressed, and then you see Toads that are walking by with drinks.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But it's also like they're never gonna do it again. They'll never do it again. And if they do, they'll put it like an M-rated game or something. Delfino or Mario Sunshine had a casino, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's the whole mission where you have to like go into the casino, and then the final boss is like a roulette table, and
yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right.
yeah. I guess if there's one thing that I would like to see Nintendo try, which, I don't even know if they're still doing mobile games, if they're done with them, if they're giving them a second chance. I think a Splatoon mobile game would be cool. I know I'm biased, but like that's the game that kind of to me is like Clash of Clans, or at least you could kind of make it in that way.
I think what was the card game in Splatoon?
Table turf battle. Yeah,
that's perfect for mobile.
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. That's perfect for mobile. I don't know why they didn't do that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think they haven't released a new mobile game since
Mario Kart.
I don't know. Maybe it might have been even that Dragalia Lost, which they shut down.
Oh, that was early.
So the only ones they have right now are Fire Emblem and Mario Kart, right? That are
the one that you said. How do you say it?
Dragalia Lost?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the one after Mario Run. And people were like, "What? What is this?"
It was like a new IP.
Yeah,
and it did pretty well. Like their highest grossing one is Fire Emblem, but I think their second highest grossing one is the Dragalia Lost.
Oh, not Animal Crossing?
I don't know. Because it's a gacha game. The gacha games always do better.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. You can look this up. They had a chart.
Oh, yeah. In one of their, earnings.
Yeah. I'm just saying. If we could find it. Google. You
got me thinking, though, while you're looking that up, gamifying everything. Like, now they have Super Nintendo World, and they have gamified that.
Yes.
You have to go into their mobile app, and it is a game.
Well, so what's interesting is, the new park is opening down in Florida.
Yeah.
With Super Nintendo World. But also the other parks are becoming more interactive. Because I think Nintendo pretty much, like the Nintendo World pretty much showed them like, hey, people like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's more of like a mobile experience. All right, I have the list, and I was wrong. But, so Fire Emblem Heroes, this is based off of November 2024.
Okay.
So Fire Emblem Heroes made $879 million.
That's a lot?
That's a lot, yeah. Mario Kart Tour made $267 million.
Okay.
Animal Crossing made $264 million. Then Dragalia Lost made $122 million, which made more than Super Mario Run that only made $69 million. Dr. Mario World made $11 million, and Miitomo made $3 million. I don't even remember what you could buy in Miitomo.
Me too. That had to have been like costumes or something like that.
Yeah. Because I would have spent. I spend money on these things just to see what they are.
Yeah.
And
I don't spend money, but I get what you're saying.
I always like. Well, if it's Nintendo, like I like to see like what the offerings are. And I remember, well, Fire Emblem I think might still have it. They have like a monthly pass, and Animal Crossing used to have a monthly pass. I think Mario Kart used to have a monthly pass, and then you had to pay like $40 for a character. So it was kind of gross. But I'll be interested to see, like, we have the Pokemon Battle game coming out. Like, how are they going to make money on that?
If we could talk about that real quick, I guess I'm kind of confused because I always thought, like, I know people are going to play the heck out of that, but I always kind of thought that the battle mechanic is the reason why people buy the games, the mainline games. So if you are just having a mobile app where you can battle all the time, then what is the point of the games other than, I guess, just the lore? And
I literally have never battled. Like I do the single player battles, but I literally have never like done online battles for Pokemon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I don't think I'm alone. But this new app is, I think, is to introduce people into the online battling, because it's confusing. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things that you have to know to be competitive. You have to like breed your Pokemon to specific stats, and it's just overly complicated. I never got into it. So for me, playing the games is catching all the mons, shiny hunting,
Okay. Yeah.
doing the story and stuff like that. I
Getting all the
don't
badges. I would kind of. Do you think they'll have badges in the mobile game?
I don't know what it's gonna be. I think it's
Yeah.
so I think it's gonna just be like Coliseum or Stadium,
Yeah. Yeah.
where it's just battling. But I don't know. I'll be very interested to see. But man, Pokemon. I know we talk about it a lot, but Pokemon is probably the smartest company out there.
Mhm.
They are doing everything right, and I don't like. There's one thing that they might not be doing completely right, but it's still successful, so it doesn't matter. But they're
I
making
wasn't gonna say anything, but you caught yourself.
they're making good decisions right now.
Yeah.
Like they just announced a partnership with Lego.
That was pretty crazy.
I'm so glad, because Mega Blocks, although the models look cool, they suck to build. And I'm excited to see what Lego does. That's a huge partnership.
Yeah. So a friend of mine was wondering, do you think that they will be making a game since Lego is making all of their games in house? Will there
Oh
be
my
a
god,
Pokemon Lego game?
please. A Pokemon Lego game? I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it. I mean, we have the Lego Horizon game. We have Lego. Oh my god, I think Lego Pokemon could be as
Huge.
big as Lego Star Wars. Like if they do games.
Yeah.
Oh man, now I want it. But there is a reason why it's the highest grossing entertainment franchise, and I think they're showing it. Like, I think they're making smart moves.
I mean, yeah, if you're someone who still doesn't know Pokemon, they are going to find a way to get you to know about Pokemon.
You know what's crazy? I've been doing these videos about Pokemon cards, and there are people that just like the cards and like nothing else. So they just like the shiny cards. They don't know really anything else about Pokemon. It's just wild to me that that you just like that piece of it and not like the games or the shows or anything else.
Yeah. They're just only hooked on one thing, and that is good enough for them.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm doing these like videos that are kind of like trivia, and they're like, I don't know that. I don't play the games. I'm like, oh, I thought it was pretty common knowledge, but I guess not.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Thanks for the engagement. But yeah, mobile games. I mean, Pokemon. If Pokemon put their mainline games on mobile games, oh, that would be so much money for them.
Or, just on Switch where they should be.
I mean, they put them on both.
Yeah, for sure. But I think we have to get to Switch first before they put them on mobile.
I've been playing Pokemon Scarlet these past couple weeks. It's a great game, man. It's a great game. I just did the DLC, finished the DLC. I'm completing my Pokedex. It's just fun. It's a great game.
Yeah.
People are wrong.
Okay. I've said it before. Just we're about to end this episode. But when it comes to Pokemon, yeah, we're talking about Pokemon again. Look, they have Pokemon Smile, where you brush your teeth with Pokemon. Like,
that is on
you
here,
said
yeah.
they are trying to get anybody and everyone to know what Pokemon is. And I think really the next one is like some kind of Pokemon fitness app. I'm not talking about Pokemon Go that helps you get your steps in or whatever. I think going to the gym, somehow they gamify that. You have Machamp, who is the mascot of that game. It would blow up. And I think you would see even like gym bros downloading Pokemon to get their gains in or whatever it is that you have to do. And I really genuinely think they would knock it out of the park.
If I was Pokemon, I mean, I know they're making money hand over fist, but if they release something that they want it to be successful, link it to cards. Like, if you do so many missions, you get cards, and it will be successful. Like, say they release another
digital
movie.
cards.
No, just regular cards. Or say they release another movie, just have promotional cards like they did back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And immediate success. Like, I don't know. They can do whatever they want. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not a huge fan of mobile games, but I have played some. I don't actively think to play mobile like games on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember. Well, TCG Pocket, but other than that, I don't remember the last time I actually played mobile games on my phone.
I guess like if it's fun and enjoyable and you like that's the thing that you like to do, good for you. Personally, I think mobile games are just supposed to be just kind of a pick me up and then put it away. I don't think you're supposed to be staring at it for hours on end playing whatever kind of game it is. I mean, it's like you said, some of them are brain rot, and there's probably other things that you could be doing.
And if you only play mobile games, you're not a real gamer.
Oh no, I don't